So I don't often buy brand new furniture or home decor because I think that you can find really great pieces secondhand. And even better yet, you can find really great pieces that are maybe just not your style and you can DIY them to make them super custom for your space. However, because I love shopping and I love interior design, I'm always perusing stores to get inspired and see what other options are out there besides the main big box store trends. I spent a lot of time talking about this on this channel. I'm showing you where I'm shopping and what I'm buying and how I decorate with it. And often I'm even picking up furniture off the street and flipping it so that I can use it for my own home. So in today's video, we're doing something a little different and we're reviewing a lot of brand new home decor and furniture. I think these stores are creating something brand new and fresh, and it would be very hard to find them secondhand or maybe near impossible to DIY, at least for an affordable price. So today I want to share with you some of my favorite pieces that I would buy firsthand if I had the money, and hopefully it inspires you for your home and you can get a little bit more inspiration about what to shop for when secondhand shopping. So let's get into it. By the way, I really need a haircut, so please ignore my ever-changing hair. I love this Wooj, I think that's how you pronounce it, wavy lamp. It's been on my wish list for probably years now because it's always sold out. I really want the one with the red base, and I think it's just such a fun pop of color. It's got a really interesting design and it kind of supersedes that wavy trend. I think it's a little bit more interesting than that. Plus, these are 3D printed with recycled plastic, so every one you get is going to be just like a little bit more unique than the next. I just think this quirky little lamp is so much fun and gives a really nice glow, and I think it would be great for just about any space. You could put it in the bathroom if you have the room for it, or you could put it on your nightstands. It's also just really sculptural, so it would be great to highlight it in an area that would just have all the focus. So speaking of lighting, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you've probably heard me talk about Troye Sivan's home in Australia. This place is exactly where I'd want to live if I had that money, and I just love all of his really unique designer pieces. I think what was most interesting to me is that his lighting is kind of a character in the home. It's really one of the main focal points, and when I saw these pendant lights over his dining table, I reverse Google searched them and figured out that they were about $9,800 each. So I went on a mission to try to find a dupe, and I found this one. It's almost identical to the same one that he has, but it's for like a fraction of the cost. I think if I got something like this, that I would probably dye it just to give it that more like aged, worn look that his looks like. But otherwise, I think this is such a cool dupe, and I think this is a brand new item I would absolutely purchase. So this next item is my guilty pleasure. I love buying sheets, duvet covers, pillowcases, shams, anything for a bed. I absolutely love having like a luxurious sleeping experience, and it's something that I prioritize because we spend most of our life in bed anyways, so why not make it a really great experience? I've purchased sheets from Parachute and Brooklinen and all the other different companies I'm sure you've heard of, and the one company that I have not purchased from is, I think you pronounce it Tekla. They're this Copenhagen brand that makes 100% organic cotton percale sheets, and I guess the unique thing about this company is that they stonewash all of their materials, so they get this like light and airy kind of matte finish, and they're just, you know, $400 or so after tax just for the duvet cover. So I have not tried them out yet. Surprisingly, I actually really like this pinky color, and the pinstripe is super cool to me. I think it's kind of odd for me to like pick a pink set, as that's something I've never done, but I just think the juxtaposition of having like an off color or pattern with a really interesting bed frame, it just kind of makes the room a little bit more interesting and fun and eclectic, and that's always what I'm interested in. I also think the bedroom is a really great place to try something brand new or outlandish when it comes to patterns or colors, because it's a small space and you can always change sheets out in the future, so there's not a lot of real commitment there. But I absolutely would purchase these if I wanted to spend that kind of money, but I would highly recommend you check out their website and invest in some sheets because it can really change your life, honestly. So this item is kind of like, why would you buy this? Why would you spend money on this? But I don't care, I would, because this is another one of my guilty pleasures. I love having like a really beautiful aroma in my house. I love walking into like a hotel that has a custom scent and you're just like, oh my God, I need to be in this lobby forever. And it's usually in those like really high-end luxurious hotels. Not that I'm staying in any of those. So I want to kind of replicate that in my own home. And one of the easiest ways to do that is with candles. But beyond that, I discovered essential oils a while ago, and you can burn essential oils and make your own kind of custom scent. So this piece is from Aesop, and I love Aesop just as a like self-care brand, but they make really interesting home decor pieces sometimes, and they're usually like a limited release. And I would absolutely buy this solid brass incense burner. I think you stick like a tea light in it, and then you put your oils on top and it burns it for a couple hours. And it's just like a really interesting conversation piece, if anything. I really like to elevate just about anything mundane in my home, and if I had the money to do so, I would. So coffee tables are actually really hard to find secondhand. I mean, I've searched forever for the perfect coffee table, and I've come across a couple, like maybe 3 in my entire life that were super great and really affordable, but I've ended up buying a lot of them brand new. And I was shopping through this website, Industry West, and I saw this really gorgeous marble and chrome coffee table, and I'm obsessed with like an onyx vibe, like something that's kind of red and terracotta-y with that like pale green. I just absolutely think this is the coolest coffee table. It's $1,300. I mean, if I had the money, I would buy it. I am not lying, but I just love something like this. I think it's really modern and it's really not heavy, kind of like some marble coffee tables are, but it's not too mid-century that it doesn't fit in spaces that are not mid-century. So I just think this is a really great versatile piece, and it would look amazing with like a really gorgeous big couch, which is another thing that I would like. This really big sectional is something that's always been on my like dream, never gonna happen list, because the version of this couch that I would want is $10,000. These are just things that inspire me, you know, like I'm not actually here being like, I can't wait to spend 10 grand on a couch. So you can't fault me for this, but this is a beautiful couch and it would go beautifully with this coffee table. So next up is storage, which is kind of not entirely something people probably consider as decor or furniture, but it is a really big necessity, especially in rooms like an office or a guest room where you need to be putting things away. And I think this one is super interesting. I love the wood. It's really simple, almost kind of like a solid wood IKEA piece, but it feels so much more elevated just in the way that the holes are shaped and the fact that it's got this really great built-in, simple, minimal desk. And then I think the thing that sold me on this was these brackets. This version online isn't showing that you can get black brackets with it, but I'm almost positive you could just message them and say, I only want the black brackets with the ash wood. And I think it just makes a really big statement in a room. I think sometimes if you have like a big white wall and you're not sure what to do on it, and it's like, how many gallery walls can I put in my place? Then I would put up one of these. And even if you didn't want the desk, you could do all different types of variations. So this is a really great option too, if you have the money to spend on organization. So I love to decorate my bar area. It's basically a buffet, and it's because I love to host holidays and have family over. And even if we're not like drinking a lot, it's a great place to put, you know, utensils or extra food or whatever. So I love to buy decor for that area. And I'm always looking for decanters that are super unique. I mean, there's tons of like clear glass ones or crystal ones out there, but if you find something like this one that I found for $50, I think at an estate sale, I think it just adds a lot more visual interest and it's a conversation piece. And the only reason I spent $50 on one decanter is because it was Italian green glass, and I saw it previously actually at a flea market and then once at an antique store for like $95. So I was like, okay, 50 bucks is a deal, but I haven't really found any great ones out there secondhand. But I came across this website once called FarFetch, and they have some decor items on there that are really fun. But I came across this decanter set and I love this. It is like $300, but it's got such a fun vibe to it. I haven't really seen anything like this before, just the color combinations and the shapes, and I think it would be so fun on the bar. And I think they provide a dining room like mine that leans a little bit more antique and vintage, some levity and some fun. Mixing and matching styles can give a really individualized look, and I think that's what most people would consider elevated or designer, because it just feels intentional and it works. So I discovered these really interesting mirrors, I think, on TikTok, and they're called Ready to Hang. And they actually have such an interesting business model. They are making limited release mirrors that are almost $1,000, but they are very, very cool. They kind of look like they could fit into a retro or vintage space. They look like they could be either like 60s or 80s. I just love that they're very adaptable and you can get them in different colors. And I think these are just really awesome. I honestly have not seen anything like this before. And it is really hard to find mirrors secondhand or otherwise. I'm always seeing really antiquated kind of 90s mirrors that would even be hard to DIY. And you're lucky if you come across something that's going to fit your space specifically. So if you're into kind of that more like vintage, retro, modern look, or even if you just want that juxtaposition of something brand new in your space, I think having something like this would be really, really cool. Drop a comment below if you would spend your money on a mirror like this, or let me know what's on your wish list. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it and subscribe, because I think you would really enjoy this video where I talk about 10 of my favorite affordable home decor gifts that probably anyone in your life would love. Other than that, I will see you guys next week. Bye.